Hello there.
Welcome back to Jedi Knights. I'm your moderator, Christian Buckley, joined once again by Mike Connors.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, Mike. I look forward to these Mondays every week.
Every single week, baby.
Once again, Pat Maroney coming back.
I've been gone for a while.
You have been. How you doing?
Good now. I was sick, and then other things interrupted me from being a part of the last Mando review. But I'm back now, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. Today, Monday, hopefully you're viewing this Monday because we do have a break in the recording schedule today, so I'd like to get this up. Mandalorian, Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. That's what we're talking about today.
Nice.
Yes. Quick recap, Pat. Episode 3 and 4.
Yeah, give us the thoughts.
The thoughts, I'm on Team Baby Yoda over Baby Groot for sure.
Me too.
He's like my favorite thing. I just want to see him be okay, man.
Yeah.
That's I guess like where I'm at with it. Definitely I love the character of the Mandalorian portrayed by Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I think I honestly didn't think there's anyone that could do it better. And plus he almost got himself a girl there on that village planet.
Did you like episode 3 or 4 more than the others so far?
I liked 4 is probably my favorite episode so far.
I'm glad you agree with that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was sick.
So today, though,
Episode 5.
we're talking about Mando, number 5.
That's what you play.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Hold on. We're going to do this. We're going to make this work, okay? Wait, no? Okay.
I ruined the bit.
We're good. Ready? Ready? Mando, number 5. Let's roll into it.
Let's do it.
Go
Okay.
right into it.
This was directed by Dave Filoni, right?
It was.
Yeah.
This episode is unique. It's an interesting one for me because I think it falls into the sort of umbrella that episode 2 and episode 4 did.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
nothing major is progressing the main plot, but it is that slice of life Mandalorian Baby Yoda dealing with the situation.
Right. I think most of the episodes so far have been like that.
They have been, yeah. And I think 1 and 3 are exceptions, I would say.
Yeah.
Just as far as what we assume the overall story is going to end up being about.
Yeah.
This episode, though, I thought was okay. I think Dave Filoni also directed the pilot, correct?
Yeah, he directed the first episode.
Yes. I think that was a stronger episode from him, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. This episode was weird. I don't like how it started.
Yeah.
It seemed like really out of place.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they want to throw you in and be like, hey, Mando's still dealing with his decisions. He's constantly on the run,
Right. Yeah.
trying to find some solace.
I guess so.
Yeah, it makes me think that that sort of pressure has been on him constantly since he left. I don't know the name of the planet where they had that small village, but since they've left there, that they've been experiencing
Sorgan.
Thank you.
Sorgan.
That's why I looked to you.
Sorgan.
You know the planets.
I was
Yeah.
racking my brain there for a second.
That was
I've-
impressive.
I feel like they've been getting pegged with bounty hunters.
Yeah.
this entire time.
For sure. But in this episode, after we deal with the space fight,
Also, there's a really corny joke in there too. That kind of
that's my line.
that kind of took me out of it for a second.
So I'm not familiar again with Clone Wars yet, but in my head when I heard that line, I was like, that seems like something Filoni would have had in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's like this
Cartoony?
episode more than anything else felt like a cartoon, like one of the cartoon episodes. I don't know, at least I've only seen Rebels. I haven't seen the Clone Wars, but it did have that vibe.
Do you think that's because Filoni, his entire history is in animation? And
Yeah.
this is his second time directing live action?
Yeah, no, I think that's totally why, and I'm not trying to knock him for it because
Oh,
I don't think he knows anything else really.
Right.
Um,
Despite being mentored by Lucas, and
right.
working so closely with Favreau. But episode 1, I thought he adapted to the medium well.
Totally. Yeah.
This one, I think he probably got comfortable with the type of story they were telling because it did feel like something we would see in, again, a one-off story.
A side quest, like you said last
Yes.
week. Yeah.
But after that, the dogfight, I kind of liked the that's my line. I was like, Mando. We go to Tatooine.
Mm-hmm. Not just anywhere in Tatooine.
Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley.
Yeah. So they name drop that, and I'm like the Mos Eisley? Are we going? Is there another place called Mos Eisley? Are we going to Mos Eisley?
Yeah.
We don't even just go to Mos Eisley. We go into the cantina.
I know. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I wasn't sure if that was the cantina, right? Is it?
I think it is.
It's got to be, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It looked like it.
It's the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
I
On the
get it.
banner.
Well, because I always thought that maybe there were multiple cantinas in Mos Eisley. It seems like a big place,
Sure.
You know, that is the Mos Eisley Cantina. Anyways, now there's like droids behind the bar.
Yeah. Wasn't there one? Oh no, in A New Hope there was a man.
Yeah, which is funny because in A New Hope, the man, as C-3PO and R2-D2 walk in, he says, "We don't accept their kind here."
Yeah.
And now there are droids working behind the bar.
Speaking of that, Mando Lance's ship refuses droid service once again. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah.
with not assisting, getting mechanical assistance on things.
Yeah, probably because like they killed his parents and stuff like that.
Oh, maybe. I didn't know that. That makes sense.
Could just not be the way.
True.
Yeah, what if Mandalorians have a strict no droid code?
At least his clan, yeah, something like that.
But what do you think about setting this on Tatooine? Do you think that was like? Do you think they handled it well? Do you think it was too fan servicey or?
I think it was a little too early for it.
Okay.
I would have liked to see like a little bit more variety in the planets so far. I thought that maybe they would go to like a more recognizable one like later in the season or like even season 2.
Okay.
And take this time to like really differentiate themselves.
Really flesh out the outer rim.
Yeah, but I mean it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The episode was good.
Yeah, I liked it, and I thought it fit similarly to episode 2, dealing with just the sand dunes and everything. Setting it in Tatooine, it could have just been like they could have said it was Jakku, and it would have been fine, you know.
Yeah.
Desert Planet A.
Did you like it?
The
fact that it was on Tatooine.
I thought it was a nice nod. I didn't think that they like abused the nostalgia of that there, you know. I'm kind of with you where like I would love to see the series explore more of the Outer Rim. Really go into the deepest crevices of where you can hide.
Totally.
And it's cool that they recognize Tatooine as being one of those places, despite the Skywalkers coming from there and the Hutts having a grasp over it for so long.
Yeah, it's just like also the quintessential Star Wars planet.
Yeah.
So he's got to go there at some point.
Do you guys think it's also a way of showing how like the galaxy is slowly shifting towards Republic rule? If I'm like seeing all things considered, well, there was all those stormtrooper heads or masks on spikes outside. The place that was formerly no droids allowed is now being run by droids.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I didn't look at it that way, but I totally see where you're coming from.
I just thought of that. This wasn't a deep thought I had while watching the show.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah,
So
it does.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You're welcome.
So astute.
I guess like the initial shock and like hype of being like, oh, Tatooine, wore off pretty quick.
Yeah,
for me.
for sure.
And
especially since they move farther away from Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
And it's less like common. Like it's more foreign.
Have we ever seen the Dune Sea?
I'm not sure, honestly.
All right,
it might be.
Maybe that's new.
It might be where C-3PO and crash lands.
Okay. You're probably right.
Yeah, I don't know though.
But yeah, I guess like I didn't need them to do something more with a familiar planet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they kind of set up that expectation, maybe.
Explain, like they go to a new place or something like that.
No, like going to a place over halfway through the season now that we recognize.
Yeah.
Like, is there going to be some Hutt thing going on here? Is there going to be some significant thing here? And nope, it's just another episode, which I'm fine with. I don't think that they needed to do something crazy on Tatooine, like have Luke show up or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I'm getting kind of like, I have to say, I'm getting kind of worried with the way that The Mandalorian is being released.
mm-hmm.
Like the episodes are like so self-contained and like we meet all these characters and then he just like doesn't go back to them.
Right.
So
well,
I'm kind of worried that like they're just becoming like vignettes.
slice of life.
Yeah. And like maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it just wasn't what I was expecting.
It's worth bringing up. Recently, I saw, I think, an interview with some outlet. Sorry if I don't have the exact one, but Favreau said something to the effect of, "Season 2 is when we're exploring Baby Yoda's past."
Okay.
So if you're hoping that the Baby Yoda backstory,
It's gonna happen.
it's probably not happening.
Not happening.
Which I'm okay with, because similar to Yoda, like I don't need to see like Yoda in his 50s. Like, or 500s, I guess, training with like dark hair and like a full stature.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that.
No, you don't.
So I'm fine holding off on the Baby Yoda mystery for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, like, isn't Werner Herzog's character like trying to get him back? Or
So
something?
it's interesting that you bring that up, because, and your point that you had earlier about just hopping around from place to place.
Yeah, and like I understand that he's being hunted by other bounty hunters,
Mhm.
and that's probably Werner Herzog's doing.
Mm-hmm.
but like we haven't there's no screen time since the or third episode.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say about that specifically was the end of the episode, we get that little tease of some other character, a third party stepping in and sees the dead assassin played by Ming-Na Wen from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Shout out.
And she voiced Mulan.
Legend. I liked her character. I thought she was a cool
Oh yeah, she was really cool.
assassin. Never really seen an assassin in Star Wars, except for Zem. Zem kind of sucked.
Oh yeah, that thing. Like she was like a shapeshifter or something.
Something.
Yeah.
A changeling.
Changeling. That's right.
Look at that pull. I feel like you.
I feel like you.
But what do you think about this hot shot guy? This young dude thinks he's
thought he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Yeah, I didn't like him. I don't think you're really supposed to.
Yeah, it's weird though, because so far I've liked every like supporting character they've thrown my way.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of just like a bad guy, like just a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
like looking out for himself.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what it seems like the Mandalorian pushed away.
Yeah, I still liked the developments of Mando's character in this episode because I like seeing him work his magic. You know, like thinking of adaptable things on the spot. The thing with the flares I liked. Yeah, everything with the speeder bikes. Loved how that looked.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Old school vibes.
Yeah, for sure. But this one felt kind of short too, but at the same time it felt long. I think we might have just spent too much time on the resting period of like, we'll wait until it's dark. And then we like, the guy's like doing the weird like gun thing with them. It's like, yeah, okay, but like we could just get going here.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's probably my least favorite episode so far, but I still enjoyed a lot about it.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's my least favorite episode. For some reason, episode 2 still really sticks with me. But I did enjoy this episode for the most part. It may have sounded like I was kind of hating on the fact they went back to Tatooine, but I do like that in a way. It's kind of cool.
You just thought it was a little preemptive.
A little preemptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see that for sure. Because I know there's two sides of the coin with Star Wars fans, I feel like, when you're talking about the new era things of like too much relying on the old stuff, not enough relying on the old stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, it's case to case. And with this episode, I think they probably set up an expectation with the old stuff because of the location. But it could have just been some other desert planet.
Right. Some people think, actually, and I want to bring this up, that the mysterious character at the end is Boba Fett.
Ooh.
Thoughts?
No.
No?
I don't like that.
Okay, you don't. Why?
Because Boba Fett sucks.
He does suck.
Don't flesh him out by saying, oh, he crawled out of that pit. It's like, no, you fell in that pit. You deserve to be in that pit.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Mando's so much cooler. Like, if you want to have a foil to Mando and introduce Boba as, like, the antithesis of everything that he stands for, like, he ditched the life. He's a ruthless bounty hunter. Sure.
I guess. Yeah.
But I don't need that. I'm fine. I have my man.
I guess I'm just wondering who that is.
So yeah, I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to supply this theory. I'm blanking on the actor's name. Giancarlo Esposito. Sorry.
Giancarlo. Yeah.
He played Gus on Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's him.
Gustavo.
Because we haven't seen him yet.
You think it's him?
Yeah.
That's possible.
Because
more likely
in the trailer for the series initially, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he rolled up wearing a long cape.
Yeah, with like a bunch of death troopers, right?
Yes. Yeah. So maybe that's next episode. Maybe he's been tracking all these side quests.
I mean, we only have 3 episodes left.
Yeah, so I'm thinking...
Oh, no.
I know.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I'm thinking next episode is when the initial remnants of the Empire plot pops back up, and then the final 3 episodes are dealing with
that.
Yeah.
I see. Like maybe like 4, 5, and 6 are like Mando on the run, essentially.
Yeah. I'd love to see sort of a re-converging so far of like all the enemies he's made.
Oh,
and he's
true.
getting helped out by his Mandalorian clan. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Plus like...
That's what we called it.
All his boys.
Yeah.
The guy with the weird nose that talked and...
I have spoken,
yeah.
Yeah.
He shows up on a circle horse. I don't know what those things are called. They look weird.
Blurgs,
yeah. Blurgs.
I saw a Funko Pop of him at Target the other day.
Really?
Saw
He's
him-
got to have a bigger role if they're making Funko Pops of him.
They make Funko Pops out of everyone.
That's true. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm a Funko Pop somewhere.
I'd love to have that one.
Funko Pops of all of us. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sellers.
I bet they would be. Any final thoughts on this episode?
It was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wasn't like extraordinary in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of the plot was cool. I liked seeing him going after some assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the moments I liked.
Right.
But I think it was a combo of we only have a handful of episodes left now.
Mm-hmm.
These episodes aren't very long, but I don't think that's an issue. And we just kind of meandered a bit.
Yeah, I kind of just feel like the main plot hasn't advanced since like episode 3.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that we know that people are hunting Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm. So, and we could, like we said, very easily hop back to that next week.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
So.
Can I say something not specific to the episode?
Mm-hmm.
2 things. One thing I have beef with. One thing I love. I love the end. I haven't said this yet. I love the end credits. For
Oh,
the
yeah.
show.
Oh.
Just bum bum, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch all of these.
Yeah, I keep the credits on the entire time.
Yeah.
I love the theme, Ludwig Göransson.
Oh, the music in this show is incredible.
I added it to my Spotify
Yeah.
this morning. I listened to it on my way into work.
And the beef I got is with Disney Plus. Why does this come out at 3 a.m?
Yeah.
I
Well,
watched.
it's because it's midnight West Coast, because the West Coast gets the nighttime premiere.
I finished my homework ahead of time on Thursday. I watched The Irishman from like 9 to 12, and I'm
Roll
like,
right
oh,
into-
I'm gonna roll this right into The Mandalorian. And
Nice.
then it was available till 3 a.m, and I was like, you kidding me, man?
Quick review of The Irishman.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was very quick and very efficient. Speaking of reviews, we want to stamp a score on this one.
Yeah, sure. Out of 10, I'd give it a 7.9.
Okay. I would give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5 too.
Yeah, this is definitely my lowest rated one so far. I'm curious to go back to episode 2 to see if that like man versus wilderness plot of it doesn't makes me like it more than this one or not. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I rated episode 2. I'd have to go back and check.
Yeah.
But I think I like this one more than episode 2.
okay,
Yeah.
good to know. So
How strong? How strong is Beskar armor? Have you guys noticed that? In the
it's
last
strong
couple
enough to
episodes?
block a sniper bolt from that distance.
He
Yeah.
wore that on the chest, and he was up afterwards like, "Oh, did you get her?"
uh,
All right,
it's not as strong as plot armor, I can tell you.
yeah.
That's going to do it for our Mandalorian review of this week, though. This Friday, you can look forward
Oh, yeah.
or not look forward to our review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. That's what we're about to record. If you enjoyed this episode, though, you can follow us on podcast services like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much any other podcast service that exists, I'm pretty sure. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/joyclicks, where you can go to see info about us.
Yep.
And support us. Mike, where can the people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Mike P. Connors.
Very nice. Pat, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at the PMoron.
Is there anything the two of you would like to shout out or plug before we wrap this up?
I wish I thought of something ahead of time.
Yeah. Shout out Baby Yoda.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Shout out the baby.
So one more time. That was Mando number 5. See you next week.
General Kenobi.